Master Mode 212, 3-star here today. Count it, my friends. We have the guide and a big tips and tricks, the team, the strategy to get you through this particular run on CookieRun Kingdom here today. So thank you for joining in. Down below, I do have the timestamps. And if you happen to have a question or comment throughout today's episode, do let me know. I love to hear from you, and come feel free to swing by the Discord server, my friends. So here's what we got going on in terms of 212 as we talk about and break down the strategy in order to help you 3-star what we have going on today and ultimately get our friend here, Mango Cookie's Soul Core, which is certainly something that anyone and everyone can have and want. With that said, let's go ahead here and talk about what we have going on. So as always, the master mode tends to give us some mini bosses or bigger enemies, as you can see here in the red with Queen Jelly Wasp as well as Jelly Wasp. Now, those things absolutely swarm you, deal tons of damage, and they're going to be at the end. So not only do we want to need and survive, that's going to be a key component of the run. As well, we'll face off with Choco Cake, Cake Wolf. We also have our friends, the Cake Warriors, Cake Hound, Boomerang, and other Choco Cake Warriors as well. Now, other key pieces to keep in mind, we have enemies max HP increase, making them harder to kill, debuff resistance as well, so our debuffs don't necessarily stick as much, HP shield increase, or capacity decrease, not giving us as much on that. Healing's totally decreased here, and summon creatures lifetime decrease. Now, we do have this other special conditions here where our cookie level is capped at 60, max skill level at 60, max cookie grade is 1A, bond, sugar gnome, all this other stuff at X. So all really important here in terms of thinking about how you want to build out your team. This team has done very well for me. If you've paid attention to some of the other episodes here and guides that continue to use this one, I encourage you as well. We'll talk about some other swaps and changes that you can make for this particular 212 master mode run if you'd like. However, right now, a couple of key components certainly here are our Swartzwalder, really big at the beginning, huge ability to absorb damage, really beefy, and on top of that, continuing to stun our enemies is super helpful. We're running with the frost component here, or frost element between Frost Queen as well as Sherbet. This is more of the go wide strategy. This is a go wide direct damage strategy with stacks. It helps when you get to the enemies at the end. Additionally, Vampire, similar style here for clearing out enemies at the end, and Pure Vanilla for just massive heals. In terms of treasures, we are running Old Pilgrim Scroll. We also have our Squishy Jelly Watch and the lovely Sugar Swans Shining. This thing helps you if you happen to die, if you lose your tank, pulling it back, and again, not losing more cookies can give you a chance at 3-star. Now, we don't necessarily need that. In order to run this one successfully. We're sitting at a good power level and a good team, and as you can see, we had all 3 at the beginning and did not use this, so you can certainly swap that out. In terms of what we have here, as always, we got tons of topping guides. You can check those out here. Swartzwalder's on the solid almonds. We got attack for Sherbet. We got our lovely tart chocolate here in order to bring down our cooldown, and similar here with Pure Vanilla, and lastly attack for Vampire. Now, in terms of some of the other stuff that you can certainly run and go wide strategy, you could reduce on the direct damage. You could use lots of these other legendaries in here, would all be decent swaps or good swaps in order to get through. Additionally, other go wide strategies like this guy right here. If you want to go run Clotted Cream is going to help you and lock out some of those enemies. You can certainly run the light strategy as an example with Almond Cookie, and those kinds of things as well, or Finance here as an example, to give you some ideas on how to swap those out. So now that we talked about the team, the treasures, the enemies, and some of the other key components and breakdown, let's go ahead and do our run so you can see it in action and how it works, so that it is no surprise in terms of how to look at this. So as you can see, we get lots and lots of continuous waves here. That ability to have a lot of those go wides damage dealers, as you can see, you can run into problems there where we got a lot of damage in from those boomerangs. Those things can be tricky and pick off some of your much better damage dealers, so just be careful on those. Again, that's a key component here for the Swan in order to pull things back and survive again. All right, there we go. Schwarzwalder getting that stun in. Massive clear there with Frost Queen. There we go. Just the endless runner of enemies in this particular one here for 212 Master Mode. All right, we got the bees up next. The bees knees, 2 big waves. As you can see, they are going to take a little bit of work here, particularly the big ones. You can see that they'll start really pulling that down. There goes the shield real quickly. We keep the stuns on. We get a lot of damage in. Sherbet is going to help take a ton of these out real quick. There we go. Down to the last big old bee. Boom. We got it. 212 Master Mode. Check the box. Move on. Hey, look at that. Soul Core. Like I said, Mango's our friend today. There we go. All right, let's pull this thing home. So as always, we broke down auto mode essentially with the right team to get you through Master Mode 212. We talked about the enemies, gave you some of the strategy, saw the run, work through the team, work through the treasures, and work through some of the things to keep in mind as you are pulling this together for your run. So thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to build out this great community. Questions, comments, let me know. Feel free to come swing by the Discord server and other great ways to stay connected here down below as well. Now, with that, we have a ton more CookieRun content on the channel that you can check out while you wait for the next one, and also a ton more CookieRun Kingdom content headed your way. Until next time, stay safe. Mythras, out of here.